Hello everyone, welcome to this class. If you have not practiced with me before, I'm really glad to welcome you here today. My name is Paulina. I'm a Vinyasa yoga teacher, and I'll help you to find a way to disconnect from your thoughts today for this practice. What you're going to need is a mat. Grab yourself some glass of water so that it's ready for you after we finish the movement, and also have a blanket somewhere nearby, ready for our final rest at the end of this practice. Throughout this class, I will guide you with my voice. So I might not always be at the center of the mat. I will invite you to close your eyes and really build that trust in yourself that you know what's happening and you can follow, not always with looking, but you can hear the guidance. So today we're going to start in a kneeling seat. Come down to your knees. Your big toes are connected. Move your hips so they are leaning softly on your heels. Shoulders are just above the hips. And then tuck your chin to the chest. Already here, you can close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, start breathing through your nose. Every inhale and exhale through your nose. Lips are sealed. Hands are resting on your knees. And shoulders are dropping away from the ears. Keep breathing softly, listening to that breath. Long exhales with every breath. And arriving in this space, feeling your breath, notice what comes up in your mind. The thoughts that accompany you when you arrive in this practice, joining for the first time, maybe a little unsure of what's going to happen here today throughout this practice. Just notice what comes up there in your mind. And let those thoughts just flow by without over analyzing or holding on to them. It's natural that those thoughts are there, but it's our choice whether we focus on them or let them come and go in their natural flow. Take 3 breaths, making your exhale longer than your inhale. Slowly open your eyes. You can open and close your palms. Bring your shoulders to your ears for a couple of shoulder rolls in one direction. And then in the other direction. And we're gonna move to hands and knees. This is our tabletop position. Shoulders are over your wrists, and then the hips are over your knees. Your shins are resting on the ground, really firmly pressing through that part of your shins and tops of your feet. And then softly drop your belly down, lift the tailbone up as you inhale, lifting the head, and exhale to round. Moving through our cow to begin with. As you inhale and then exhale to a cat. Gaze through your thighs as you round through your shoulders. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone up. And exhale, round. Gaze to your thighs, tailbone. Close your eyes here and move with your breath. Every inhale, lifting the head and the tailbone. And exhale, rounding soft. Find your rhythm of those movements with your breath as you flow here. Noticing the sensations that you have in your shoulders and also in your shoulder blades. At the beginning, when you arrive in this shape, you often might feel that there is not much space as you start this movement. But as we move with the breath, slowly you'll notice how all the tensions and restrictions in that area slowly go away. So with the breath, you can expand this movement, you can make it bigger. Maybe this time squeezing your shoulder blades a little bit tighter as you inhale. And then firmly pressing away from the ground on the exhale, feeling your shoulder blades spreading away from each other. Almost feeling those muscles spreading and growing on your back, rounding sideways. Few more breaths. In and out through your nose, moving in your pace, in your rhythm. Have your elbows softly bent here. And then with your next exhale, as you round your back, send your hips to the heels, traveling all the way backwards. And then inhale, coming up, soft bend, the elbows, back, shoulders over wrists. And then with the exhale, hips to heels. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, round, hips to heels. Two more like this. Inhale. And exhale, back. Come back to tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees. And then extend your right leg behind you and the left leg behind you. Finding plank, gazes down. Shoot your heels to the back of the mat. Gazes down to the ground. Tailbone is stuck under. Strong plank. And with the exhale, lift your hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Gaze to your thighs. Keep breathing here, bending one knee at a time. This first downward facing dog today. Almost imagine that you are splitting the mat in two as you press down in your palms, sending the mat forward, but your feet are firmly pressing down, stretching the mat to the back. There is that very strong connection between your hands and feet and the mat. Keep bending one knee at a time. And then slowly walking your feet to the top of the mat, where your feet meet your hands. And then we roll it all the way up to standing. Slowly lifting your chest, shoulders over hips, and lifting your head up. Inhale as you lift your hands up. And then grab your right hand and pull it over to the left side, finding a side stretch. Come back to the center. Inhale, lift both hands up. And then grabbing your left wrist, pull it on to the other side. And then come back to center. We move through this one more each time. Inhale, reach up. Bend to the side. And then inhale back. Exhale back to the side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fall forward. Inhale as you lift halfway. Hands are on your shins, gaze down, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat and step to flat. Drop your knees down, release tops of your feet, bend the elbows and chest comes down to the mat. Forehead to the ground. Hover your hands, inhale, lift your chest and your head. Exhale down. Two more like this. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Exhale, bow. And then one more time, lift your chest. Hands down under your shoulders. Squeeze the elbows either side as you push up. And then make your way to downward facing dog. When you get to your downward facing dog, send your heels to the right, bumping your hips to the right, and then through the center to the left. Moving from one side to the other with your hips, moving your heels as well, left to right. Keep pressing down into the mat, sending your chest to your thighs. And then come back to center to your downward facing dog. And listen up, here we're gonna slide the right knee to the center of the mat, bringing your left foot to the outer edge of the mat. And then the left knee comes behind the right knee and the foot goes out outside of the mat. And then send your hips in that space that you created between your heels. So we go down. Your left heel, your left hip will be touching the ground. The right hip might be slightly lifted, but that's okay. The shift here to be front to you. So you see my feet are either side. Left hip is firmly grounding here. And then with the right, I want to have that sensation that I'm sanding the hip. And then your hands are either side. If that feels intense on the side, in the right glute, you can always slide them forward. Now we're going to lift the hands up. And then exhale, bring them parallel to the ground. And then left hand goes behind your back. And then right hand, you reach it up. And then bend the elbow and see if your fingers meet at your back. Maybe there is a connection. Maybe they're still a little bit away from each other. But that's okay. We're going to keep squeezing our shoulders in the direction of one another. So we are opening that right shoulder up and the left shoulder comes down in the opposite direction. Finding a stretch here, lifting the right elbow up. This is our cow shape with eagle eyes. No, actually, this is a whole cow shape. We're going to get to eagle eyes. And then releasing the hands. Bring them both up, reach up. And then exhale, hands either side. Now we're going to go a little bit around. So listen up. We're going to look over the left shoulder. Hands are going to the back of the mat. Fingers facing the back of the mat. And then press into your feet. The hips and the knees are going to unravel. And we end up in a forward fold to the back of the mat. Head and neck are heavy. Finding the forward fold. Rocking gently forwards and backwards. And then find a generous bend in your knees to plant your hands on the ground and step to plank. Drop the knees, drop the chest. Inhale as you lift from cobra. And exhale back. Curl the toes under, push yourself up and make your way to downward facing dog. This time we send the heels to the left, bumping hips to the left. Then to the right. Keep breathing and moving here. Both feet and hands are pressing firmly down onto the mat. Chest is opening to the thighs. Keep breathing. And then coming back to the center, finding your downward facing dog. This time your left knee slides into the center of the mat. And then the left foot goes to the right, outside of the mat. And then the right knee comes behind it. The foot going to the left. And then send your hips to the back, finding your perfect shape. Keep pressing into your hands to lift the chest. Find a shape that feels okay for you. So we're going to bring the intention to the left hip. We're going to send it down here to the ground. And if it feels intense in that side, you can always straighten that leg a little bit. And then inhale as you lift both hands up. And then bring them parallel to the ground. This time right hand goes down, left hand goes up, bending the elbows and looking for that connection, lifting the left elbow up, finding a stretch to your shoulders. 2 more breaths here. And then release both hands up. Inhale. And exhale, both hands down. Looking over your right shoulder, hands to the top of the mat. Fingers are pointing to the shoulder edge as you lift the hips. And then twist to open, finding the forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up, reach for the ceiling. And exhale, back down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back, gaze down. Exhale, fold, hands down, step to plank. And then lift your hips back and up, downward facing dog. With your inhale, your right leg goes up, reaching up. And then bend your knee. Bring the knee into your chest. And then out, we're drawing circles with the hips. Bend me here in a 3-leg dog. One more time. And then extend your leg, lift it up. And step it forward to the top of the mat in between your hands. Inhale as you lift up, reach up. High lunge. If you find a little wobbly here, press firmly down through your feet, squeezing the thighs to the center. And we're going to need that here as we're going to flow here into a twist. As you exhale, twist to the right. Hands are coming parallel to the ground. And then inhale back up, looking forward. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, back fold. Exhale, one more time, open. And inhale up. Exhale, twist to the right. And then bring your hands in prayer, the heart center, elbows are lifting up. And then hook your left elbow on your right knee. Staying here in a high lunge, your right elbow is lifting up to the ceiling. And then your gaze turns up as well. If you feel a little wobbly, keep pressing your feet down. Left heel is shooting to the back of the mat. Find space in your chest, pressing away from the knee. One more breath. And on the exhale, turn your gaze down, chest down, release the hands. Step your right foot back. And then drop the knees, drop the chest. We move through Vinyasa. Inhale to Cobra, gazes down. Exhale down. Press into the hands, lift the chest, lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. With the inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, bring the knee into the chest. And then we draw circles with the left. One more time. And then lifting your left leg back and out, finding your 3-leg dog. And then step forward. Find a high lunge, lift the chest, lift the hands up. And with the exhale, this time we twist to the left. Hands parallel to the ground. Inhale, back to center, lift the hands. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. As you twist, always squeeze your thighs to the center, finding a balance here. One more time, inhale. And then when you come back to your twist, bring your hands in prayer. And then hook the right elbow on your left knee. Lifting the left elbow to the ceiling. Pressing away from the ground, opposing the gravity. Not allowing our whole body to sink down here. But we are growing away. Lifting our body, maybe the gaze turns up. It might be a little wobbly, but keep staying present and active in your body. Finding which muscles you need to engage and activate here to stay stable in the shape. And then your gaze turns down, release the hands down, step back to plank, and move through your vinyasa, knees down, chest down. Whole body is active here. Inhale, lift for cobra. And exhale, bow. Curl the toes under, lift the chest. And we meet in downward facing dog. And then drop your knees down, heels to your feet, and land in child pose, raising the forehead down, hands either side of your body, and your shoulders are resting on your knees. Stay here and keep breathing. Long inhales and exhales. And notice in the shape how your belly expands against your thighs with every breath. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Notice what comes up in your mind. Thoughts, ideas, words, maybe full sentences. Notice what comes up first in your mind when you get to stillness. When you release your whole body, you stay present in the moment. Keep breathing. And then from your child pose, slowly slide your hands forward, lifting the chest, coming to your tabletop, and then swing your legs to one side. We come to lay down on the ground, releasing the back to the ground, and then keep the soles of the feet firm on the ground. As you let it down, maybe staying strong in your core, having a little core activation here before we release the ground. Press your head, lift your shoulder blades off the ground. And then we come here before we fully relax. Let's go through a bridge pose, pressing down through your feet. Lift your hips off the ground, and then just softly lift your back off the ground. And then bring it back down. Take a full breath, inhale and exhale. And then inhale to prepare. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under. And then lift your hips off the ground, then lower back, middle back, all the way up. Then your upper back lifting. Press down through your feet, squeeze your thighs to the center. Imagine someone grabs you by the hips and pulls you all the way up to the ceiling. Lift your hips up. And then slowly, with the breath, release back down. And hips to the ground. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. Rock from one side to the other. Feeling your hips pressing on the ground. Your knees can be together or you can open them wide and notice what changes when you move here from one side to the other. And bring the knees back in if they were wide, and then drop them to the right side, opening your left hand out long. You want to keep your left shoulder and the shoulder blade down on the ground, touching the mat. So if you feel that there is a lift, you can always slide your knees a little bit farther down. That should allow your whole chest to drop down to the ground. And then direct your breath to the left side. Feeling your ribs expanding with the inhale. And let me go. Exhale. One more breath. And exhale. And then let's move to the other side, bringing knees back into the center. And then guiding them over with your hands to the other side, opening the right arm out long. You want to keep that shoulder, the shoulder blade down, so you can slide your knees a little bit farther down. And you can even place your hand on the right side of the rib cage, helping to direct your awareness and the breath to the side. Inhale. And as you exhale, your shoulder blade drops down, sliding towards your hips. Resting here. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze your knees in. And then release your feet. Extend your legs for our final resting shape, Shavasana. Press through the back of your head and lift your shoulder blades up. And drop them back down. Your eyes are closed as you stay here to rest on the ground, breathing softly. Your shoulders are heavy, and with every exhale, they come down to the ground. Feel them dropping down and away from the ears. Same with your shoulder blades, middle back, and your lower back. With every exhale, your whole body releases. Your hips, the back of your neck. The back of your neck? No, we are at the legs now. The back of your legs releases down. And then your ankles and your heels. Let your whole body go here in stillness. And give yourself permission to rest. Slowly counting 5 breaths, following every exhale. Make it as long as possible to extend that rest. Gently moving your head from side to side, reaching your chin to the right and then to the left, pressing to the back of your head, feeling that soft hand massage here. And then as your head comes back to the center, softly move your fingers and your toes, bringing back physical sensations into your body. And then slide your hands up, reaching up and above the head, full body stretch. Pointing and flexing your feet, coming back into your plank. And then slide your hands back down either side of your body and then roll over to your right side. Where we take a few last breaths in stillness. In that resting shape, staying on your side, feel that soft touch of your skin. Staying in this moment. And take a moment to rewind your thoughts and notice how you felt before you arrived into this practice. Notice what was happening in your day, what was happening in your mind. Notice the thoughts that were there, the way they made you feel, or before you came to this moment. And then checking in what's changed and how you feel now. Throughout this practice, we moved through different challenges. We worked hard, we exercised our balance, some wobbly moments, some insecurities, but eventually we came back to stillness. We felt the ground under our feet, always there. We felt that there is shaping, there's a space inside where we can come back to rest, no matter what happened before. That flow of the practice, you can find reflection of it in your day. And same as here, we flow through different challenges. We always come back to stillness and we find safety within. Take that with you to the rest of your day. And you can slowly make your way up to a seated shape where we close this practice together. Bring your hands together at the heart center and then bow your head down, thumbs to the third eye. Thank you for finding courage to show up today, to give it out. Let your thoughts out. Bring your focus inwards and feel yourself for these 30 minutes, which sometimes might not feel like a lot of time, that you can actually experience a variety of different sensations and really check in what's going on. For that courage and for sharing your time, I thank you today. You can slowly release your hands and there we go. This is us for today. Thank you very much for joining. And this is the pace in which we're gonna practice for the month of August. So I always advise you to allocate about 40 minutes to this practice. We never know what happens at the beginning. Today it went smoothly with all the technical stuff behind it. But just so you know, 40 minutes is probably like a good space so that you can come from your work and then go back to it without any stress and have that time for yourself. And grab that glass of water that is waiting for you, move slowly, and you always have that practice for you. I'll save that video, share the link with you, so you can come back to it throughout the week and notice what happens with your mind, with your body as you come back to it regularly and practice this movement. And also creating that space in your mind where we connect the breath with the flow. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day.